Hi, I'm Chaos, and so, if you're clicking on this video, I'm guessing that means that you are relatively new or completely new to the Senran Kagura series, which is one of my favorite game series of all time, and you're admittedly not 100% sure of where to start. Now, I could rabble on about each game in the series, what all it's like, and go on for that and drag this out to like 15-20 minutes, but I actually already did a video before going through more or less the history of the series, and I briefly touch upon what each of the games are like and such. So if you want to know more about that, go over to that video. There will be a link in the description, as well as the little card with the little eye icon in the top right, I believe. I will have it there as well. But as far as the Senran Kagura series goes and where to start, I'm sure a lot of people would say to go ahead and start with the 3DS games, Burst and Deep Crimson, although in my experience, good luck trying to find them. I have tried numerous times to find them, and I just have had zero luck. Even I haven't played them as much as I would like to, although do bear in mind that Burst Renewal is a remake of Burst, but the difference is that whereas Burst and Deep Crimson are more or less, I guess, 2D side-scrollers for the lack of a better word, Burst Renewal is more the 3D combo-heavy beat-em-up style that the other games have. As far as the quote-unquote story order, I guess, for the ones, just going through the ones that are available on PC and PlayStation, you're going to end up going Burst Renewal, Shinobi Versus, Estival Versus, and then Peach Beach Splash, because the story does continue after Estival Versus, but Peach Beach Splash is the third-person shooter one, so do bear in mind that it's going to play very different from Burst Renewal, Shinobi Versus, Estival Versus. Out of those ones, personally, I think Estival Versus is probably the best one, and you don't really need to know much, if any, of the previous story to be able to just roll right in. Personally, I like Estival Versus best just because it has the one big interconnected story where it just goes between characters instead of separate story arcs for each of the squads, which, I mean, isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I personally prefer to just, have it all at once, because I'm admittedly the type of person to just sit down and just hammer it all out in like one or two sessions. As far as the spin-offs go, you have Bon Appetit, which is a rhythm game, pretty solid one, but definitely not going to compare it to something like Hatsune Miku Project Diva or anything like that. Then you have Reflections, which is the, I'm not 100% sure what to call it, other than it's basically just the optional intimacy mode from some of the other games that you've probably heard of, basically given a sort of story mode to it. And then you have Peach Ball, which is the pinball one, which I admittedly have as my game that I play when I'm just super stressed out and need to just zone out and just chill. That's a game that I'm more than happy to fire up. It's out of the spin-off ones, that one's probably my favorite. Now, all of them are pretty good. I have yet to find a Senran Kagura game that I would say is bad, or really that any fan of the series would say is bad. So as far as where to start, if you want to go more story order and you can't find the 3DS ones, start with Burst Renewal. If you want to go more based off of just recommendation, I personally would recommend Estival Versus, because I think personally that one was just the most solid entry out of the 3D combo-heavy beat-em-ups. If you were not too keen on the whole 3D beat-em-up and you want to go more for the spin-offs, personally I would recommend Peach Ball, but again, that's kind of more up to you. Like I said, I'm not going to go too much into like what the games are, because I already did that in a different video that I'm going to have links to for you to go watch if you want to go check that out. And otherwise, hopefully this at least sort of helped, or at least could maybe point you more in a certain direction, and I will catch y'all later. See ya.